So hello my brothers and sisters on the Dragon's Path. My name is Tim Heijen and I am a Dragon Witch. And inside of my path I became an animal rights activist. Of course I love to say this because it's a part of my path. Do I say it's a part of every path? Of course not. But it's been a major part of my own path. And how do you actually become something like this? I mean, dragons eat meat, no? Dragons have large teeth and they eat meat, and no, then you don't understand the dragons. Dragons are actually guardians. Dragons are very wise beings. And of course, in this case, I was very much inspired by a dragon god named Quetzalcoatl. Quetzalcoatl very much worshipped in Mexico. Quetzalcoatl is the god of wisdom and of compassion. And that is what humans actually are not. That is why I was lying to myself a long time, because the first, actually, in my life, when I was a child, I never could even believe that humans would be so cruel to animals. I said to myself, these meat, is not a real animal. They are not real animals. But once it's revealed to me, these are real animals, I was shocked. But then, of course, I was raised in a Catholic way, so they said, God gave this to us. It's okay, animals are fine with this. But once I actually saw how an animal screamed and tortured and screamed for his life, for a bit of mercy, for just a shred of mercy, because he or she wanted to live, that humans don't give because they want money out of it, because they want pleasure out of it. That is not the dragon's path, my brothers and sisters. That is not, at least not my dragon's path. But of course I became addicted to meat, because yeah, it's fine, it's yummy, it's tasty. And I said to myself, after a while I was awakened, my dragon is fine with this. My dragon is okay with this. My dragon said it's fine to eat meat. Fine. Have you entered a slaughterhouse? Yes, I did. And I said, my dragon is fine. From one day to another, my dragon actually said in my ear, screamed, change. And I said, what? Why do I have to change? I have the feeling that my dragon guardian said to Leviathan, change him. He needs to change to who he really was. He really is. And that is, oh my goddess, I had the worst dreams. And I know for a fact that in these dreams, it was animals and dragons that were being destroyed and slaughtered by humans. And humans said all the time, it's fine. That is not fine. That is not okay. I mean, killing something against its will, it's not okay. Never okay. In my dragon's path, I was inspired by the dragon god Quetzalcoatl. Quetzalcoatl said, if you want to give a sacrifice to me, then give something of yourself, not of a creature that doesn't want to be killed, not a human, not an animal. You will only give me something of yourself, and that is something that I will appreciate. If you give me something that is against its will, then I will not accept it. That is the dragon god of compassion, the dragon god of compassion. Give me something of life, not death. And that is what I don't understand from all of these religions, so-called sacrifices for gods. Sacrifices for God. So he created it, and then he wants it back in the most horrible and gruesome way. What kind of a God is that? That is not a God. That is an asshole. That is oh my God, I have no words for that, how stupid humans are. Humans are disgusting beings, and sorry for this. Disgusting beings. And if you enter actually a slaughterhouse, and that is what I did in Brussels. I entered the slaughterhouse together with my grandfather. And I could feel the void in it. It was a great opening to the void that is always, every day was going stronger and stronger, and the lost souls over there. I felt it before I was awakened. When I was a child, when you were born, you already had this draconic energy and abilities. You could already feel this when you were a child. And I could already feel that when I was a child. And I said it was the most horrible thing. It was always haunting my nightmares, how these animals screamed and screamed and begged for their lives for just not have something different than a hamburger. And dragons are like this. Dragons are empaths. They can feel this. And whenever I said, oh, my dragon said it's okay, my dragon said it's not. I was just saying this to myself. I mean, dragons are guardians, protectors. Dragons are protectors of life in itself, creators of life. Tiamat created life together with the other dragon gods. So why would they be okay with humans that torture animals for just a hamburger? It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And I feel disgusted I participated in this. That my human actually self lied to who I actually was. From 1 January 2015, everything changed. And I became a vegan because of dragons. Dragons showed me the horror of humans. And they said to me, you don't want to be as them. You don't want to be as humans. Be more as compassionate as you are. You have the choice of having life and death. Why should you choose death and violence over peace and life? I mean, why should you do this? The reason why you could feel this as a child, because you were already connected with your draconic self. You already felt the horror that these animals has to endure simply because of greed and money and my brothers and sisters. That is why I sometimes have difficulties. Because, every path is different. I know, every path is different, so I cannot tell you how your path is going to be. But sometimes I have difficulties actually to say to you that actually dragons are against violence. Dragons are against everything that is killing against their wills. I mean, once the dragon would return, humans will kill the dragon. That is what you have to understand. That is what I hope that you understand. Just like everything in nature and animals. Humans will, of course, try to best dragons because they want to control everything. These are not fairy tales. These are not stories like Aragon or whatever. These are fantasy. In reality, they would hurt, destroy, hunt, and kill the dragon, just like every single other animal in this world who is living in a hell, a short living hell because of what humans do. My eyes hurt, brothers and sisters, every single day. My feelings hurt every single day for not being able to help all of these poor innocent angels, these souls that are being tortured and killed by these horrible creatures that call themselves humans. That I cannot say to you, of course, you have to do the same as me. I cannot. Of course, I cannot say the same. I mean, like I said, every dragon is different, but what I can understand from the dragon gods themselves, Tiamat brought me chaos. In this chaos, I have to forget about humanity. I have to forget about my human self. And Quetzalcoatl saying that I am very much connected to him because I understand the meaning of compassion. I understand the meaning as well of draconic wisdom. That is what I could understand from what he was saying to me. That I understood his draconic wisdom by talking for animals, by talking for non-human animals, because I have always felt as an animal. I always felt as an animal, to be very honest. I've never fitted in. I was actually treated like an animal by other kids, by other people. I was always treated like a non-human, but they couldn't kill me or destroy me or eat me because I had their skin. But my behavior was not like them. I always felt like an animal. I always felt like an outcast. And now I know why. I know why, because I am not one of them. And that is what I want to also. I want to separate myself with humans, even though humans to this day say, act normal, act like us, but I cannot because I am not like them. And I became much more, when a hunter in this forest wants to kill a deer or a boar or a fox, I stand in their way. I would take the bullet actually, because in my eyes, I protect the dragon. I protect the dragon because there is a piece of a dragon in every single animal in this forest. I would actually see it as protecting a dragon. And of course, once you don't see it in the shops, you don't see it once you buy yourself a hamburger, you don't see the suffering. But I felt it, I feel it to this day. When I go to the grocery store, I just feel the suffering. I feel the spirit still. To this day, I'm not joking, this is for real. I feel so much suffering and I don't want to participate in this. Even though I would love to say to you, the dragon said, you should be it as well. I would love to say that. At least be a vegetarian or whatever. But don't do this. I mean, whenever you eat animals, you have these souls inside of you that are screaming, and it doesn't feel good, especially not in the stomach of the dragon. The dragon is a being of compassion. The dragon is a being of wisdom. The dragon, and that is what Quetzalcoatl said to me. You understand compassion. You understand wisdom. The wisdom that I was telling. You understand it all, even though you have the face of a human, but you understand it because you also have the spirit of the dragon. The spirit of the, you can as well of a bit like, yeah, say the feathered serpent. Even though humans see monsters in them, but the real monster is what I see every single day. When I kneel in front of my dragon altar, I do like this. I always do like this, and it's like whatever humans are doing, and it hurts. It hurts, my brothers and sisters, and it hurts even much more that I was awakening. Veganism in itself is an awakening. It's an awakening inside of an awakening. Once I decided to not eat animals anymore, it was an awakening in itself. It was like I succeeded a test that needs to be done, a test that needs to be endured. Even though in the beginning, this addiction, I need to get rid of this addiction. And after a while, I was like one with everything. I was one with the dragons. I had no more a tomb or a cemetery inside of my stomach anymore. And it felt so good, actually, to be released from all that suffering. But I could still feel it, what humans are doing today. All of this destruction and death. I cannot stand it. Once Quetzalcoatl and my dragon said, Leviathan, change him. Leviathan, show him. Leviathan, show him in the night who he really is. Leviathan showed me the most horrendous images. And I'm so grateful that he did. Sometimes we need to see the darkness to see the light. And that is eventually what happened to me. And I hope, my brothers and sisters, that one day you will see that light as well.